afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrew
Yeah.
Gardner. My husband is Cashew. And we were born and raised in the beautiful islands of
Well, he
Bahamas.
should start
And
asking me.
we love to cook and bake. So today we will be demonstrating two recipes: scrambled eggs and chili potatoes that healthy hash brown. So to get started, the day before, you will have to cover potatoes about 5 to 7 minutes until they are barely tender but yet firm. Then you're going to remove the potatoes from the water and drain it and then put it in cold water. After that, you're going to refrigerate those potatoes, and then the frozen egg will start to peeling those potatoes. Then you can grate it or shred it to begin for the chili potatoes. So right now we have shredded potatoes here. They grate it.
Yes. Red potatoes and potatoes. You know this. Onion. Red potatoes. Garlic. Up to your white.
Yeah.
85 regular salt. In your land. So we had salt. Yeah. Okay, so you put 1 teaspoon of paprika. You think this one basic type of dish. You're gonna have 1.5. This is fine. You have five tables. Oil. Secret. Okay.
Sharing it, but
You can make it up.
all right, you're not going to potatoes.
And you're gonna add in your liquid. Which is 1 cup of each side. Was
Up 8 ounces of water,
of water.
and
Cashews going to be rinsed. And
cashew. Make sure that you rinse them ahead of time, right before you make. You can just put it right in there with your water. So you have your cashews blend. And what you're going to do is you're going to blend until smooth. All right. This is very important. If you notice that we didn't use any oil inside here, so have that just a little bit of cashews. All right. This recipe, I'm going to blend it until. Yep. But now, as you add this mixture of water and cashew, you're going to pour it into the bowl with your mixture. And this is where the fun comes in. You can get your grandchildren, children, get their hands nice and clean, put on some gloves. And then once you get that in there, you can begin to mix with either a spatula, or you can just use first spatulas mankind had, which was the fingers and palm of the hands. You can just run it in. All right. But remember to do the mixing gently. All right. You can see my wife does not waste anything. She's getting all of that mixture out. All right. And as you mix it, we're going to remember that we have some pans, all right, some flat pans like this, cookie sheets. You can use them and just lightly grease them, a little bit of your healthy oils, and then you can put that mixture on there. She's going to show you how to do that once you get it all mixed together. All right. Potatoes never taste so good with so many great friends in the same dish. All right. It's going to be great. And so while you're stirring and mixing, the children are having fun. You're thinking about all the lovely things that are going to go with this. And that's what we're going to show you in the next recipe, what is going to be going along with all of these. All right. All right, there you go. Thank you. And you want to get it all mixed in evenly. Yes.
How many servings is this?
This was 6 potatoes. So I'm imagining it is about a cup for a serving. Thank you. So 10 to 12 cups. So it's going to be 10 to 12 servings. Yeah.
So if you're cooking for one, you could.
Round it down. Yeah. Yeah. 1 potato.
So that's basically it, and then we're gonna add it to our grease pan already. We're gonna spread it out evenly.
Okay. This one is greased. This one is okay. You could go ahead.
Can you freeze it?
You can freeze it. Push all the air out of the Ziploc bag, nice Ziploc bag, and freeze it, or a container and freeze it. So if you do make more than what you really need at that point, when you heat it up, I would heat it up in a hot oven so you can reintroduce that sort of crispiness and that lightness to it, bring it back to life, and have it any way you like. You could, yeah, you could freeze it. No, you're going to refrigerate it, right? That's an important step too. To be able to grate the potato, they need to be still kind of firm, but cooked and cool. So that's important, because otherwise you're just going to have like mush coming off the grate. The grate is just going to present mush to you. And you're just going to spread it out evenly in the grease pan as much as you can. Oh, okay. So we're over here. I think some people are on Zoom, so just letting them see what's being done. Come on, let's go. Ready? Okay, so we're just going to cover it here. And we're going to put it inside the oven 45 minutes on 350, covered. Okay. I'm just going to have someone take that around so they can look at it over there if they can't see it, because some people are kind of far back. This is a completed dish. This is a completed dish. Hold it good. That's a completed dish. So when you're done, you can do what you have to do. Yeah. Yeah, the Pyrex is just for display. We didn't bake it in that. We baked it in the flat sheet and put it in there in the Pyrex. You going on to that?
Okay, so now we're going to start off with our.
Wait. You could uncover it for the last 10 minutes. If you want to have that crisp on top, you can uncover it and have it that crisp. All right. Okay, great. So you need to be over here. Okay, so we're going to move on to our scrambled tofu, a little bit of a Mexican style to it. So it's been altered a little bit. What we're going to do is what we have inside here is our ingredients that needed to saute before, just for time's sake. All right, it's half of a medium onion. All right, and then we just cut that finely. And also the garlic is in there as well. We used water to saute just until it's translucent clear. You don't have to use oil. You can use water. All right. Quarter cup to half a cup you can use of water inside there. And then, so you're letting that just saute down on your stove. And you're going to move on to your tofu mixture. So all of the tofu mixture is going to be done inside your bowl. All right. So we have 2 cups of tofu here. You have 2 cups of tofu, and you're going to mash that. Once again, it's more fun when you do it with your hands, but you can use it with a fork. Okay. Potato masher. And then you're going to add in your seasonings. All right. You have a teaspoon and a half of salt. Again, sea salt, even better Celtic or the pink Himalayan. And you're going to put that in there, your salt. Then we're going to move on to our garlic powder, which is a teaspoon garlic powder. And then we'll have your onion powder, 1 teaspoon. All right, then we have the parsley, 1 teaspoon. All right, and then we have the cumin. The cumin is going to be a half teaspoon. All right, cumin gives it that blast of flavor. Chili, a 1/4 teaspoon of chili. So here comes the zing. I wouldn't say spiciness, but the zing. A 1/4 teaspoon, and the turmeric. Anti-inflammatory, just lovely flavor. It's there for color, really, to just move it from that beige color over to a little bit of more color of yellow in there. And we're just going to add the chicken style seasoning at the end. It's a tablespoon of chicken style seasoning in there. Okay. So that's all in the mix. Then you're just going to mix that together really good. All right, mix it together really good. Notice I have 2 servings or 2 types of garlic in there, fresh garlic being sauteed and also garlic powder. And we know about garlic, it's lowering your blood pressure. And then also the fact that it's not just something that was going to flavor the food, it actually helped the system altogether, and especially the immune system right now. Very powerful. We eat them steamed, about 3 or 4 at lunchtime. You eat them steamed just about every day. And you remember that it also helps us with blood clotting. So if you're already on a anti-blood clotting regimen, you would want to avoid the garlic in so much amount. You want to be careful. And it also helps with the cholesterol. So it's wonderful, wonderful in your meals, not just for taste. So next, you already mixed that in your bowl, your tofu mixture, and you're going to now add that to the pan with the sauteed onions and garlic that are already clear and translucent. And this mixture is going to be in there for about 15 minutes. And you're going to stir that constantly. It'll be good if you had a non-stick pan, but if you have a regular pan, you just want to make sure you watch it with a spoon and just get it up off the bottom. If it decides to stick, you can add just a little bit, maybe 2 tablespoons of water to it and just help it along. So this one, in the need to save time here, you're going to let this go for about 10 minutes, and then you're going to add some flavor and color to it with these wonderful high vitamin C, beautiful bell peppers. All right. So you're going to put in the yellow, the orange, the red, the green, whichever ones you have. This is going to make it taste amazing, but you're putting these in almost at the end, probably like 5 minutes in, just enough so they can get kind of tender and add their flavor to the dish, but not so far ahead that they get kind of mushy. All right. It's going to be beautiful, especially the red. The red bell peppers are actually very high in vitamin C. So I would go for the red for sure. Tofu itself is a wonderful product because it's made out of soybean curd. So when you're talking about getting your protein, if you had a breast of chicken and the same amount of tofu, you're getting the same proteins amount, I should say. So you're looking at the protein inside the soybean. It's a wonderful source of iron and calcium, and minerals, vitamin, and the most popular one is zinc right now. It has the 9 essential amino acids that you need inside it. So it's going to be very helpful. You can eat this helpfully a lot with beans if you want to do other beans, because I do it with other beans, although this is a bean. But you make sure that you have your carbs and your green vegetables just to make it complete. It's very good. Okay, so that's on. Your 15-minute passed by, and now we have, you can show it to them. Oh, you turn this to medium on your 15 minutes. You turn it to medium and you stir it because sometimes it does get to sticking. So you can add just a little bit of water, like I said. All right. Are you going to do this as well?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to move into the other section. I'm telling you, you're going to love this when you have it. My wife brought it home a couple of weeks ago. It was awesome. So she's going to do now the burrito end. So we said we're going to do it with a Mexican flair. This is going to turn this dish into a burrito,
Breakfast burrito.
a
Yeah.
breakfast burrito. But I told her, I said, I could eat this for lunch. I could eat this for lunch with like a butternut squash soup or something like that. This is really, really good. But what we're going to do is we're going to take, oh, okay. There, you want to do this? Okay, so she's going to spray her pan here.
Yes, the limited.
It's hot, 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 hot. I'm just going to let that continue to cook. So you'd walk me through. And so you have your tortilla, any size you want. All right. You have your tortilla, any size you like.
So what
All
I'm
right.
gonna do is imagine that it's a pizza, right? We're gonna cut it, not really cut on 4, but picture it as 4
Parts.
sides, right? But we're just gonna cut one side of it. I'm cutting from the right side of it, and I'm pointing at the center of it. So I wouldn't cut it straight across, but just half of it.
Yeah. She's making a cut from the right side into the center of the
And
circle.
if you're left hand, you probably do the other side.
Exactly.
So get like this.
All right. And you're gonna be working with them in quadrants.
So
So-
here we have a homemade ketchup,
You're gonna hear about that more later.
the cheese,
Yeah,
the chili potatoes hash browns,
that you made
and then we have the scrambled tofu,
tofu.
Mexican style. So what I'm gonna do here on the bottom end, I'm gonna spread the cheese.
In one quadrant. Thank you, sister. One quadrant.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you.
these are short term.
And then the ketchup,
And then in another quadrant, we'll show it to you so you can see it before we fold it over. All right. So the quadrant. This is going to be important. You're going to see what we mean. And then you put the tofu in another quadrant. I told my wife you could make this however you feel, but she said no, it has to be lower quadrant on the right, has to be cheese. So if it doesn't affect the taste, I don't mind. So, and what you're going to do is take the chili potatoes and of course, put it in the last quadrant. And you want me to run it and just show it to them? Okay. Hold on to that. Okay, so. There you go. And if you don't want ketchup, that's fine. If you're allergic to the almond cheese, you can use sunflower. All right.
Can you use a good plant-based cheese?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you can use a good plant-based cheese if you'd like to put it in there because you're gonna actually be putting it into a skillet or a grill and it's gonna all melt together. So it's gonna be really good.
so this is how I'm gonna fold it, starting with the bottom quadrant of the cheese.
The
Flip
side,
it over,
side that you cut, you bend it over to the other side.
then I'm gonna take it up.
Then you're gonna take it
fold
up
I should say.
at the equator. You're gonna bring it over.
And then the hash brown, then you just want to fold it Move it over
Put it on the table, yeah.
like this.
And then boom.
Wow, that looks like restaurant style.
Indeed.
And then this is what you have. So now we're gonna put it on a skillet, or we have a grill.
All right. Elijah, do it from the side so they can see. There you go. Boom.
So give it that warm.
If you got to press it. It's really good. All right. There you go. You got to press, you can press it. If you don't have a press, you just press it like that with your spatula, just hold it there, sing a song, and then you can flip it over. And then it's kind of crispy. It's warm. The cheese is going to melt inside there, and it's awesome. All right. So they're going to show you a finished dish. Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So we're just going to get out of the way here and move on to your next dish. I'm going to leave that there for extra gloves. Could throw that in there. Come on now. Come on, somebody. Hurt me. So you do it, brother. Praising the Lord, brother. Done, brother. Best believe it. You want me to finish that now? Yeah, man. What is this? Oh, that's the gist. This the gist. Thank you. I think this the gist. Is this the gist? No. This ain't the gist. The gloves with the gist. Nope. Oh. That's how you do it, babies.
Good afternoon.
The gist.
My name is Tigist.
Put this on the gist.
I'm a student. Hold on. A life medical missionary trainee. So what we are going to see next is going to be a cauliflower Alfredo sauce, which we can use it with pasta or rice and whatever we want to use with it, so we can decide. And I have a cooked cauliflower, 2 cups of cauliflower and 2 garlic cloves and half cup of chopped onion and in 1 cup of water with 1 tablespoon oil and half teaspoon salt and 1 teaspoon Italian seasoning. So that was simmered for 15 minutes. And I have here it's on the last page of your recipe sheet. It's on the announcing way. Last page. So I will put this in the blender, so you can do that. So we already learned about cauliflower, and I have 1 cup of soy milk. And I have half cup of cashew. What is the benefit of cashew? Mainly, cashew can substitute cheese. So we have all these lifestyle diseases, say it, cardiovascular disease, which is mainly caused by cholesterol, which is from cheese. And cheese has unsaturated fat, but cashew, it is healthy fat, which is unsaturated. So we have a better substitute for cheese, which is healthy fat and unsaturated fat. So yeah, so then the milk goes and we can mix those together. I have 1 tablespoon granulated onion. Granulated onion. 1 teaspoon granulated garlic. The granulated garlic. Okay. Okay. Tablespoon. So it says teaspoon.
You can make that correction.
Yeah. Mine says teaspoon. And 1 cup of soy milk is already in it. And I have 1.5 teaspoons salt. What's my oregano? I have 1 teaspoon oregano. Oregano has amazing benefit. It has omega-3, iron, manganese, antioxidant. It is an antioxidant and antibiotic. Oregano oil is really amazing thing people use this for many diseases. It is effective against germs like staphylococcus. Staphylococcus means nowadays it is multi-drug or antibiotic resistant bacteria, which is mainly found around health institutions. And we go on, I have 1 tablespoon lemon juice. Lemon juice is mainly vitamin C, and it is our immune booster, and it is antiseptic. We can use it like antiseptic. Maybe we may be allergic to currently produced antiseptics, like the one we use for everywhere for disinfecting our hands. So we can substitute that with that. And it is really healthy. I have 1 tablespoon tahini. Tahini is really amazing too. It has some properties of cashew. It shares with cashew. Cashew and tahini, they are really good in containing iron, source of iron, and which prevents anemia. And also both of them, they prevent mood problem and mental problems. They are mood elevators. Like they have this ingredient, they in themselves, they have these chemicals we have in our body. Those are dopamine, serotonin. They are precursors for that, and healthy fat. And they are cashew is, we know that it is plant protein. Then we have 1/2 teaspoon paprika. And we have 1/2 teaspoon dill. Now we go and blend it. Okay. Now I have my cooked pasta here. And we are going to mix both. Okay. I have them in bowl. Mix. Yeah. And mix it. Add more. That's it. Okay. That's it. So it is really amazing. Okay. Do you want me to carry it? Sure. To show them.
Are you good to serve that? You gonna taste that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First, we'll give me the finished dish. To show that one is.
Before you come out with what is finished, put that over there.
Over there? What?
Yeah, carry that
You
one.
need to take the finished dish over there.
You can dress it like this. Dressed Alfredo sauce, pasta.
Set that over here.
You can put that over there.
Put this here. And then you want like it don't fall.
Mhm.
Meet her take some more.
Thank you.
If you're not using this, you don't use it.
Yeah, we'll be pausing this.
That's the
Okay, that's a lock.
once it locked, it'll turn on.
Good. So that's on. Then we'll pause. This way, the other way. Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
You have to take it here now. Off over here.
Over my ear.
Then you have to take it, move your hair now from over here. and then put it over your ear. So like you can move it a little bit. Yeah, so like that. You kind of put your ear down.
Good morning. We almost. Oh, is it? It's afternoon. So my name is Dixon, and I'm born and raised in Kenya. Born and raised in Kenya, and I'm blessed to be at UT Pines. I'm a lifestyle educator trainee, gospel medical missionary trainee. And today we will be doing a cooking demonstration. First, I will demonstrate making a taco seasoning. This seasoning can be used while making tofu or beans, roasted potato. So this combination of seasoning can be added to chili while making other foods as well. So for that seasoning, we use 1 teaspoon of chili powder as indicated on the recipe, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon. Yes. For the taco seasoning. So on the left is the ingredient for the seasoning that we can use in different foods. And 1 teaspoon of ground oregano. And you mix them together and store them in an airtight container in a fridge. So I mixed mine together and store them in a fridge. I would say don't make like a lot, just make a good amount to take you through a few days. And as you can see, the ingredient, there's a lot of beneficial, a lot of healthy products. Oregano, like she mentioned, is an antibiotic. It's very good for boosting the immune system to fight infection. Ground cumin from black seeds. That's a huge, powerful anti-inflammatory, anti-infective immune system booster. Good for the skin. Onion powder, good for the respiratory system as well. Garlic powder, it's more of it thins the blood in a natural way because we don't want our blood to be thick. The thicker the blood, the more viscous the blood, the harder it is for the heart to pump the blood. So the thinner the blood, the more we have water in the blood, the easier it is for the heart to push the blood to all the parts of the body. So that's the first part of our cooking demo. Then we are going to demonstrate how to make cauliflower taco. So that's a healthy meat, healthy meat, and it tastes very well. And as you can see on the ingredient, we will be using cauliflower. Cauliflower, we cut the cauliflower into florets. We will be using 2 cups of walnuts, 1 medium-sized onion, a 1/4 cup of the seasoning that we just made, salt, cilantro, and you can also add on your recipe half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And an eighth a teaspoon of turmeric. And 1 teaspoon of paprika. So we will be using a food processor. Let me open it. So we will be using a food processor. And first we will take a good amount of the cauliflower and add it to the food processor. Not a lot, that's good. We'll do it twice. And then we are going to pulse it, but don't let it get too fine. You want it to be like a coarse consistency, like rice. This purpose. It's not closed completely. There we go. That's good. And cauliflower belongs to a group of vegetables called cruciferous vegetables. And in that category, we have cabbage as well. And this category of cruciferous vegetables are very high in vitamin C. Vitamin C, twist it to the left. Oh, yeah, there we go. Vitamin C is important in making white blood cells, which help to fight infections. Cauliflower is high in fiber. Like we mentioned yesterday, fiber helps to prevent constipation. And you might ask yourself, how does it help to prevent constipation? Fiber, because it is, if you've used a juicer, if you use a juicer, you have what is left, the fiber that is left in a fruit or in anything that you are juicing. So in your digestive system, because the fiber is hard to digest, the digestive system realizes that it needs more water. So it brings in more water into the intestines, and the stool becomes softer. But if you're eating food that does not have fiber, the digestive system does not see the need of adding water into the stool. Hence, it becomes hard. So cauliflower, cabbage are high in fiber, which help prevent constipation. Cauliflower is also essential to prevent obesity because of its richness in fiber, it makes you full. So you become satisfied. So you don't eat so much. And that helps to control your weight. Cauliflower is loaded with vitamin C, loaded with minerals, which are essential. So after pulsing your cauliflower, you also want to pulse your walnuts. And going back to walnuts, walnuts are a good source of fat, good fats. A lot has been mentioned about fat, but every cell has a cell membrane. In every cell membrane, there is a phospholipid layer. There's a lipid layer, a layer that contains fat that is essential in controlling the movement of substances in and out of the cell. So if every cell needs fat to make the phospholipid layer, then you need good sources of fat. Walnuts are nuts. Your seeds are good sources of healthy fat. So if you are eating food that does not contain good sources of fat, your cells, their wall is made up with a phospholipid layer that does not have a good quality of fat, basically. So you want the highest quality of your phospholipid layer. So your walnuts are high in omega-3. Your walnuts are high in your magnesium, very vital minerals. Your walnuts are high in protein, which you need protein, your building blocks for your body. Your walnuts, because of their high or their dense omega-3, they help with brain development. So brain development and brain management helps to prevent. And pausing it to the left. Pausing it to the left. Especially with children. As children are growing up, they need omega-3. A little bit more. So we are pausing the walnut right now. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, mix it. Then we are going to pulse the onion as well. There we go. A little bit more. More. Yes, that's good. Then after pulsing the onion, we will be adding our taco seasoning. Remove it. So all the other ingredients, we will be adding them to the bowl and mixing it in the bowl. So taco seasoning, put that to the side. Mhm. And for the taco seasoning, you can also add 1.5 tablespoons, depending on how you like the taco seasoning. So you can use a little bit more of the taco seasoning. Then we are going to add salt. Then we're going to add the garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. One teaspoon of paprika. Yeah, 1 teaspoon. For the paprika, she will clarify that real fast. Tablespoon, okay. So 1 tablespoon, that's correct. 1 tablespoon of paprika and an 1/8 teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. Turmeric helps to clean blood vessels, boost your immune system. It's good for the bones, has a lot of minerals. Then we mix it. Yeah, we can add this. You can use your hands. It's going to be easier. You can use your hands to make the mixture. And for bone health, if you have, like, if you know somebody with arthritis or somebody who's struggling with joint pain, turmeric is very critical. You can add it to hot water, add it to your seasoning because of the anti-inflammatory component of the turmeric. That will help to go and reduce the inflammation, because pain is caused by inflammation. Pain is caused by inflammation. And that's why walnuts are very essential for brain development, because they decrease inflammation in the brain. Yes, they decrease inflammation in the brain. When there is inflammation in the brain, it means that some parts of the brain are being pressed. Pressure is being exerted on some parts of the brain, and they're not able to function as effective as they should. And then somebody starts losing some components like reasoning or memory. So when we reduce inflammation in the brain, we decrease chances of getting Alzheimer's and dementia and other diseases that attack the brain. So after mixing the walnut and the ingredient, you can put them on a pan, spread it out real nice, but you can spray some olive oil to keep it from sticking, then bake it for 15 to 20 minutes. Bake it for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's going to be ready. We also added a quarter cup of cilantro. Cilantro is very good for your kidneys. Cilantro and parsley, they help to cleanse your kidneys, especially eating it raw. After you make your chili or your beans or your lentils, just sprinkle or add some raw cilantro or parsley to it.
You say bake it at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes?
15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is a very good source of vitamin C, good source of protein, good source of fiber, a good boost to your immune system, a very good boost to or decreasing blood pressure, and good source of water as well, because vegetables are high in water. Any questions to that recipe? For these, we used walnuts and cauliflower. Yes. We used one medium-sized cauliflower, and we used 2 cups of walnuts. Yes, ma'am.
It says here, cover bowl with saran wrap after you mix the cauliflower and chill for at least an hour before serving. Is that you chill it before you bake it?
So it's optional. If you want to eat it cold, you can put it in the fridge for like an hour, then serve it.
Okay.
But if you want to bake it, you can just put it to the oven for 15 to 20 minutes and serve it.
Okay.
So depending on which route you want to go.
You know how long this will last? Shelf life?
Shelf life.
It will last a few days. It will last about 4 to 5 days. If your refrigerator is really very cold. So that's it for that. And so I have the desserts here. And if you, I think you have the recipe. I'm not going to demonstrate it. I'm just going to tell you what is in it. So look for millet pineapple pudding. See that?
Oh. I don't think I have a recipe. Ask her where the extra recipes. Ask Stephanie if she has extra recipes. Mhm, mhm. Yeah. Okay, so for millet, are you all familiar with millet? Oh, it's a grain and it's you can find it even in health food stores. You can find it maybe Publix. Which other places carries it? You can order it online. It's a very good grain. It's a gluten-free grain for those who want to eat gluten-free. It's an alkaline grain, so it's not as acidic as rice and wheat. So it's very beneficial for persons who want to go gluten-free or who want to have a more alkaline diet than acid diet. So, and it tastes really good. It's a mild tasting grain. It's high in protein. So for millet, but it needs a long time cooking. It's supposed to cook for about 2 hours, but you don't have to cook it you can put it in a crock pot. You all know a slow cooker or a crock pot. So it would be 1 cup of millet to 3.5 cups of water. So you can cook it overnight or half of a day. I mean, not half of a day, 2 hours. You put it in your crock pot. I like to boil the water and pour it on it and bring it to a boil. You can do that on the stove top as well. But make sure your water is boiled and you can bake it as well. So if you're baking stuff, like you're baking some tofu or other dishes and you want to cook some millet, you can just put it in your casserole dish and you pour the amount of boiling water. You can season it. You can make it savory as well as have it as a breakfast cereal. So you can have it as a substitute for rice. So you can season it with some whatever seasoning you want to put in it. You can put tomato sauce or tomato juice and cook it and have it instead of rice. But now you can use it as a breakfast dish. And these dishes that we demonstrated, you could have, these are really breakfast dishes, but you can also have them for lunch. And this you can have as a breakfast dish as well as for a dessert. So you have 1 cup of pineapple juice, that's the ingredients, 1 cup of hot cooked millet packed, 2 tablespoons raw cashews, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So that's what is in there is you need. Okay, so let me repeat. 1 cup pineapple juice, 1 cup hot cooked millet packed, 2 tablespoons raw cashews, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So when your millet is cooked, you heat your pineapple juice, get a little pot, put your 1 cup, your millet is immediately cooked. So you would heat your pineapple juice, Put your millet in the blender, your cashews, your pineapple, hot pineapple juice. Also, it's not here, but you can add half a cup of diced pineapple. The dried diced pineapple, you will find them in Walmart, and it's already a little sweeter. So you don't need any added sugar if you use the diced pineapples. If you don't want to use diced pineapples and you want it a little sweeter, you can use a little maple syrup or honey. So what you put all your ingredients in the blender and you blend until smooth. Then you have a pudding. Now with that pudding, you can have it as it is. You can have it, put it over your cereal. You can over your waffles, or you can make a parfait, or you can put it in a casserole dish, make a fruit topping and put over that, put some granola. So I have layered it. And so this is called a crumble. So I have here granola first in the bottom, a layer of granola, then a layer of the pudding, then a layer of some pineapples. That's a canned diced pineapples. You can use fresh pineapples, and some grapes, whatever fruits, thank you. Whatever fruits you have, any fruits you have, bananas, or not oranges. I wouldn't recommend orange citrus fruits, but any sweet fruit, bananas, pineapples, grapes, and mostly those. So you layer. So you have one layer of pudding, of granola. You start with a layer of pudding, then a layer of fruits, then another layer of granola, another layer of fruits, and then on top you would put a layer of granola and fruits. So you can take it around. So you'll get to taste it. So you can have that as a breakfast dish, or you can have that as a dessert. Yeah. So for the cheese that she made, that was made for the burritos, it's in your recipe. So we don't have time to demonstrate the cheese, but the recipe for the cheese sauce is right there in your sheets, in your package. And the ketchup, the recipe is there as well. Can you see the recipe for the ketchup? I think there's something missing in this recipe. Let me see so I can see what is missing. So for the ketchup, you need to add, if it's optional, but you can add a third of a cup of coconut oil. And that makes it really, and so let me look, is there, well, we don't have any now, but you saw her using the ketchup, right? That's the homemade ketchup we made. All right, so I don't have any now to show you, but it's really easy, pretty easy. Just your tomato paste, your cup of water, your 2 cloves of garlic, your half a cup of honey or maple syrup. I've used maple syrup, and your raw onion. I've used the purple or red onion, just a quarter of an onion and 2 teaspoons of salt. You'll get to taste it when you're sampling the food. So you place all your ingredients in the blender and you blend, and you can store this for 7 to 10 days in your refrigerator. So you can make your own ketchup, which is healthier. It doesn't have any vinegar. We use lemon juice in place of vinegar because vinegar is not good for us. Vinegar is acidic and it's acetic acid. And what it does, it causes the bones, when you take a lot of vinegar, although they may be promoting vinegar for weight loss, it's not the healthiest thing. Taking so much vinegar, it will alter the pH, changes the pH in your stomach. So you'll end up with, later on, getting cancer, getting ulcer stomach. Also, it causes the bones to get brittle, and brittle bones will contribute to osteoporosis. which will result in fractures. So you don't want to be using vinegar. Use lemon juice instead. So any recipe you see with vinegar, just use your lemon juice. So you're better off making your own stuff because you know what is in it. All right. So I hope you have enjoyed the this demonstration. Do we have any questions? Veggies. I think veggies has vinegar. Yes, it has vinegar. Tastes good, but it has vinegar. So you can make your own. You can use the grapeseed oil and make your own veggies with lemon juice and so on. All right, so that's all for now, and you'll get to taste and see what these recipes, if you're motivated to make them at home. Yes.
I'm just interested in the point that you shared just now, because I've always been told that if you add the vinegar to the water, that it's very healthy to consume. But I've stopped using that for quite some time now. But at the same time, I know a lot of family members, a lot of friends, they continue to use the vinegar. So I was just wondering if, I mean, this is my first time here with YouTube Minds doing a presentation. So maybe it was something that you would have heard members before. So I'm just wondering, have you done any form of like educational campaign or whatever around that? Because the public is putting out that it's good to use the vinegar, it's healthy to use the vinegar. But the fact that we have this knowledge that it does all that damage to our bodies, I'm just thinking, have we been doing any form of education where that is concerned? Because I'd love to know where I could get that to probably share with families who's been, you know, sticking to that. Right now, I have a family member, that's what she drinks like every morning because she's so caught up with the weight loss. So is there anything that you have or can put together to promote that for persons to know exactly what it does?
Yeah, we have a website, youtubepans.org, and we have counseling sheets and other information that, so you can go, you know, you can just go on the website and you can look, you know, on that. Yeah, you have something.
The book, Counsels on Diets and Food, is an entire chapter. Vinegar, it's called sour cider. And but it just so happened that I was helping a lady out with something that I was telling her that one of the foremost danger in using vinegar is the acidity level in it. You literally have to bring the grain to the most acidic state in order for it to be vinegar. I was in Costa Rica a couple of months ago, and we had lots of bananas. We didn't have much to do with it. And someone said to me, I was trying to make everything out of bananas. And she said to me, why don't you make vinegar with it? And I said, I don't know how to make vinegar. She said, yeah, you just leave it and it rots, and that's vinegar. So it just rots and you just drain it off, and that's the vinegar. Now, one of the things that it does is that when you put it, because certain environments in your body is acidic and some are alkaline. For instance, for the woman, her vagina is acidic, but for everyone, your stomach is an acidic environment, and you put vinegar in that, it destroys the lining of the stomach, and it's what's the word? When you balance it out, what's that word? Neutralizes your own stomach acid, and it rots your bone. You put a cup of vinegar in your mouth, 10 minutes after, someone can punch out all your teeth and they'll just fall off. It's literally rots the bone, and literally kills the bone. So you should be confident. And she says,
She answered the question or?
Yes.
Okay.
I just did it. It promotes a lot of diseases. I actually did a program on that. So it's not something we want to put in our body. And it's a very good cleaner. Like bleach, if you don't have bleach, vinegar does the job. So can you imagine what it does to your insides?
Thank you for that. So I've always
always known that the white vinegar is that dangerous. So I've always heard people promoting the
Apple cider.
So is it the same?
Same effect.
It's just saying one is made out of apple and one is made out of something else. It's the same thing, because they literally have to bring the grain. And you know, God doesn't want us to put anything.
So
in
not that. even to wash your vegetables, you're not.
Oh, no,
Yes.
you can use it to do that.
Yeah.
We're just
Not
right.
Not a consume.
And it's a very good thing. Take, for instance, if you're sick and you're having a fever, you can use it and sponge the body down, and it causes the body to perspire. This is on the outside, and if it enters in, it alkalinizes your stomach, your environment on your skin, but it destroys the stomach. So that's why you don't put it. And as a matter of fact, for someone who has cancer, you can actually use it as a treatment, but you cannot do it for long, or else it will counteract and make worse situation.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, everyone. We also promote regularity, so we are about to close and get into having lunch. So should we pray to bless the food?
Mhm.
All right, so let's have a word of prayer. Our dearest Lord, we thank you so much for this day. You have blessed us with so much good information, and now we have good, healthy food. I pray that you will bless it, bless our fellowship together, and just continue to be with us throughout the rest of this program. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, we're about to enjoy some good food.
Who gets this?
We're gonna borrow the blender.